Hello, you guys. Thank you for tuning in again to part 3 for our but Cinnabon peach cobbler. This is gonna be delicious. We just checked it and it's almost done. In the meanwhile, we're also doing that fried evergreen tomato that we was telling you about yesterday. So while the peach cobbler with the Cinnabon is baking, we're gonna go ahead and began to cut up our green tomato. Okay, so here we go in our little small kitchen that serves us well when there's only one person basically living here. So we're gonna go ahead and cut our tomatoes up, and you don't want them to be too thick and you don't want them to be too small. But like I said, we was going to get us a nice 2 to 3 pieces. And with this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and probably cut this a little just so to be able to get more flavor in it. Because honestly, that one look a little thick where we can probably cut this down to size. Normally, I don't have this issue, but it's no biggie. Okay, so here we do. We have 4 little slices. And remember, this is our green, evergreen tomato. So here we go. This is what we're going to do first. We're going to go ahead and stir a little batter up. What we have in here is a little flour, just a teaspoon. I'll say we'll have half a cup of flour and maybe 2 tablespoons of some pancake mix, which help this here to rise and make the fried tomato a little more crispier. And along with this here flour and the batter, we're going to go ahead and maybe put about a tablespoon of the breadcrumbs in as well, because we want it to be real crispy. Let's say about 1.5 tablespoons. We want to work with the flour that we have. So here we go, you guys. We give it a nice stir. Okay, and we're going to get moving. So here we go. This is how we do it. We're going to put our flour right here so we can be able to put our egg in it. We're just using 1 egg. We're going to, let me dry my hands. I'm touching a lot of things. That's not cool. Okay, so we have I'll put this out the way. We have the 1 egg here, which I'm just gonna, we want it to be seasoned nicely. So just a little seasoning salt so it'll have some flavor. Sea salt, a little seasoning salt, and definitely a little pepper, because you want it to have some flavor, if anything. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to go ahead and stir our egg up. I like to use these, what I call them, the Chinese style bowls, because they're good for everything. Okay, so yep. Okay, so with that batter set, I can now, watch this, you guys. I'll find some space. Just watch me. Okay, here we go. If you're organized, you can always do anything you want to do. So here we go with our first tomato. We're going to go ahead and put it with 1 hand into the egg. Yes, we are. Put it into the egg. Now we're going to put it in the batter and use the other hand to go ahead and put the batter on. Yes, indeed. And then we'll go from there. We'll get ourselves another green tomato, that is, with this hand. Put it in its bath. Make sure it gets totally covered. This is how we do it. Let the excess egg go ahead and drain off. Use the other hand, you see that, to cover it up nicely. Okay, here we go. Yeah, when you get about 60 years old, you learn how to work in any kind of kitchen, big or small. Okay, so we're going to put this one here. We'll grab another one. We're going to put it in the bath like that. Yes, indeed. Okay, we'll take it out with this hand, put it in the flour, and we're going to cover it. And I'm going to let that sit for 1 minute because we have to check the oven and see how our Cinnabon peach cobbler is doing. Okay, you want to shake it off. We'll go ahead and put this last one in. Let that one soak up. Then we'll go ahead and put it in the mixture of flours here. Okay, so we'll put it right there. I'll wash my hands. Yep, you got to check the Cinnabon peach cobbler now. Okay, you guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. We have more work to do. So I'm going to back our camera up here. And let's go ahead and check our cobbler. Here we go, you guys. Wow, would you look at that? Doesn't get any better than that, you guys. So here we go. Here we go. So this is our first one. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. We're going to turn the oven off and we're going to let this cook a little more. Although it's done, we're still going to go ahead and let it cook a little more. Okay, we'll cancel it and let it stay in. And by us keeping the peach cobbler, which I'm going to bring it back and show you more of how what it's looking like when it's thoroughly, you know, ready to take out the oven. So right now we're just letting it sit in the oven so the liquid can just dry out a little, and that's perfect while we finish doing our evergreen fried tomatoes. Okay, so here we go, you guys. And I don't know, I'm thinking, should we go ahead and double dip with the tomatoes? Guess what, you guys? Why not? Why not? Okay, and then while we do this, we're going to go ahead, turn on the aisle so we can go ahead and get this canola oil fried up. Oh, that looks beautiful, you guys. Okay, so now we can set it on a third plate. Grab another one, put it in the egg bath, give it one turn, take it out, cover it up. Yes, indeed, you guys, look at that. Cover it up with the flour. Hope you guys can see me. I'll bring up the camera in just a minute. Okay, see you guys with that looking like, look, oh my goodness, look at that, look at that, oh my goodness. That is going to be delicious. Now, you guys, one time for this one, my hands is where it should be now, so I guess don't even matter if the flour get on it or not. But we want to make sure we drain and don't have that excess stuff there. Now this here one right here, I'll give it a fast bath. Go ahead, put your hand in there. Now the hands are kind of gooey. Once you stick your hand into the egg bath, then both hands become gooey. But in this case, it's okay because we're only doing 4. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay, you guys, here we go. Okay, so we have that done. All right now, so we're getting closer to what we want to do. Okay, here we go. So here's our pan heating up, and I'll get rid of this stuff that we don't need here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, all of this can go over here. Now what we're going to do, we're going to grab the oil. I'm going to put a little oil in the pan here so we can get a nice fry. Look at that. Okay, there we go. Bring the camera up some. Right here. So you guys can see it. as we go ahead and cook, not cook, but fry our fried green tomatoes. So here we go. All right. Clean up just a little. And that's something we always have to do without question. Okay, you guys. Here we go. All right, and we can just put this back up in the cabinet. And then I'll figure out where I put the top to our plain bread crumbs. Okay, so here we go, you guys. Let me give this a little wipe off because we're going to need this. Okay. Definitely got to have some hot sauce with some fried green tomatoes, you guys. Okay, let me turn it over a little. I do want you guys to know that this is not a robot here, so I got to put my face in the camera. Okay, so we got this. What I'm simply going to do, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go ahead, wash my hands off. Yep. Take and wash my hands. Yes, yes. His mercy, so tender. You ain't seen my transgressions. Okay, you guys, we're letting the oil heat up just enough so we can go ahead and start frying. I normally take a piece of something that's around and see we're ready. We're going to turn it down just a tidbit because we don't want it to burn. So we're going to start with this first one. We're going to put it right in there and let it begin to fry. And while we're doing that, since that's a small pan, we're going to go ahead and use our oil, splatter free. Okay, 2. Okay, so we're going to let that fry up. Turn it down a little more. Let's get ourselves a spatula or something. I like using this one. This is a nice one to use. Let me give it a rinse. Okay, so now we have that. Yep. His mercy, so tender. You ain't seen my transgression. Look at that. That is beautiful, you guys. Oh, look at that. Evergreen fried tomato. Baby, we've been waiting for you. So let me lay down some paper towel to drain up the oil. And then we're going to overlap it because we don't want to eat a lot of oil, especially once you put oil on heat. It becomes to really saturate, that is. Okay, so we'll let that fry for a little bit. Boy, this is a really old recipe, you guys. I've always heard my family talk about fried green tomatoes, and good Lord, when I spent so much time with my grandmother, who was who had a green thumb and had an apple tree, pear tree, mulberry bush, cherry tree, everything, all of this in our yard. She was always preparing food, and she came here in the 40s with that southern way of living, cooking, you know. And she built a village where we were living ever since 1969. Right there at a Lamberton Street, 197, 199 Lamberton Street, and right there at that corner of Morris Street, right around the corner to 5657 Morris Street. That whole corner, my family grew up on here. And, well, I'm in West Haven now, but that was New Haven, Connecticut. And we had moved from off of Sylvan Avenue. There was a lot going on in the late 60s with the Black Panther and the Civil Rights Movement and all that stuff. I had talked about that on another video. Anyhow, let's check this here tomato here. Remember, this is the evergreen tomato. When I tell you that this tomato looks delicious, Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you right now. Look at that. There you have it. Fried green tomato. And this is not just the regular green tomatoes. They, normally fried green tomatoes, sometimes they do use the steak tomatoes, the heirlooms, but this is an evergreen, which that says this supposed to stay green. Now, most tomatoes turn red, but with this here one, it don't turn red. So I just want to see what it tastes like. We've been waiting to produce these tomatoes just for this here purpose. So in a little bit, we're going to taste it. We're going to finish frying up the rest of the fried green tomatoes. And while we're waiting for the fried green tomatoes, we're going to go ahead and look at the peach cobbler again, you guys. Okay, let's see here. We put it in a nice space. Here we go, you guys. Peach cobbler. Okay, where is it? Okay, here it go. Okay, so let's put it on. Let's put it on here. And oh my goodness, you guys. Woo-wee. Can you guys believe that? My. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. This is going to be delicious, you guys. We will be taking the other one out shortly. We're going to finish up with the evergreen tomatoes. Yep, right here, the evergreen tomatoes. And then we're going to try the evergreen tomatoes as well as the Cinnabon peach cobbler. Okay, so I think it's time to turn this one over. I'm glad you guys are, hanging out here with me. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Can you see it? Ow. There it is. Okay, so we're going to let that fry up, and then we only have 2 more. Turn the heat down a little. So while we're letting that fry one more time, we're going to take this peach cobbler out with the Cinnabons, and we're going to test it. That's going to be nice. Okay, you guys, bear with me now. Remember, I'm working in a very tiny kitchen. Yes, I do want a tiny house. I don't have to have a whole lot. The whole lot that I have reservoirs inside of me. So I don't have to have a lot of things on the outside of me. That's key. So a tiny house would be good for me. I always wanted a tiny house since 2004. But, sometimes things happen and stuff fall apart. Anyway, let's take it out, and time to test our peach cobbler. Once again, you guys, here we go. There's the peach cobbler. Let me put that back up there. Get the other one out. Look at that. This is our second one. Can you guys believe that? Now, I'm telling you, it don't get any better than this. My goodness. Look at that. Beautiful. Yes. I've been in the kitchen for 41 plus years, and my skills have improved. I've gotten handed down recipes. I got recipes from other people, from everywhere, and this is how it come to be. So I'll put that up there. Now, how about, yes, I'll put this one up there, and this will be the one we're going to test. So that goes there. Okay. Now, I guess it's time for us, once again, to go ahead, and take this fried tomato out. We don't want it to burn. I cannot wait to taste these babies. Okay, so here go this one. Time to put them. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put this in here first. There we go. Let's get that. And then I'll take this hand, actually. And yes, my cooking mittens are clean. I keep everything clean. That's what we older women do. I am a grandmother, yes indeed, but I am a grandmother, a young grandmother. My oldest grandchild is 15, will be 16 in February. I enjoy being with my grandchildren. I always have the time of my life when I'm with my grandchildren. They say I make them laugh, and I make them laugh, but I have a good time. I like being in the swimming pool with them. I like swinging and going in their little clubhouse. And then I have little Rai. She the youngest one. Rai is about 4. And Lila is 7, going on 8. And I tell you, wow, I have so much fun with my grandkids. And I thank God because I know where I should be in my life right now. And I get them and I can give them back. So that's the joy of getting older. You're not stuck with those children and you want to do this, want to do that. You got a man or you don't got a man. I am so comfortable right now in my life. I don't know what to do but give all the glory to God. So when you see me on Facebook or wherever, and you always constantly hearing me say, I'm grateful. Once again, I'm grateful. I want the world to know. I proclaim to the world that God has been good to me. You see, when I was young, I delighted myself in all the pleasures that God said would be ours if we just pick up the word. I don't care what scripture, as long as the Creator God. And you show yourself approval and hold on to that which is good. That's the grace that my grandmother always prayed at each meal. She was a spiritual woman. She was a religious woman, which is okay. And she was a gardener of the spirit as well as of the earth. I'm blessed. I feel grateful. I'm not where I want to be in life, but I'm okay. I have my wants taken care of. Not my wants. I take that back. I meant my needs are taken care of. It don't get no better than that. Anyway, let me check on the food because I can start talking and I can turn down the wrong street or anything. But it's okay, and I don't feel bad that I talk a lot because most of the time, if you talk a lot, hopefully you got something to say, or at least you can say something that can touch people. And I always say, if I say 100 words and somebody catch something that can help them along their way in this journey called life, all my talking will not be in vain. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I'll turn that down, and we're going to get ready and find out what the peach cobbler tastes like. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Let me get a plate for that. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try it, and then let's get another spatula for that. Rinse it off. Okay, turn that oil down. Put this on halfway. It smells like it's burning a little. We don't want that. Okay, look, you guys. Let me bring it up closer. Look at this. Finally, you guys. The peach cobbler. Let's see where we're going to put this. The peach cobbler is here. So let's go ahead and taste it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let me see what side I want. I think I'll go ahead and do this side because this has, yeah, right here. Wow. Ain't that just beautiful? Look at that. I can even go around the edge. Let me turn the green tomato over. Like I said, we don't want this to burn. Not at all. Okay, let me close that. Okay, you guys, I'm back here, and we're getting ready to taste this here peach cobbler. Okay, here we go now. Look at that. Wow. Look, you guys. You gotta see it. Ooh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. That's it, you guys. That is the peach cobbler. My. Let me get enough. I don't eat a lot of sweets. So let me, look at that. Look at that, you guys. Oh my goodness. I guess I have to take a pan to my daughter's house, my son-in-law's house, for the grandchildren. Can you imagine them knowing that I made some Cinnabon peach cobbler with cranberries. And I go over to their house and I don't bring them any. The last time we prepared meal and I went over there and I didn't bring any. What was that? I think that was the squash and the dip. So let's go ahead and taste this, you guys. Oh my goodness. Right here I got a little bit of the cranberry. I have some peach. So here we go. You guys, this is special. Look at that. Look at it. My. And here I go. Uh-oh. Here I go. I'm a sucker for you, baby. Oh, just enough sweetness in it. This is so good. I like the liquid that I use with our peaches because I didn't get that canned peach with that heavy syrup, or for the most part it wasn't even a light syrup. It was basically like in pineapple juice, so that was natural, but still it was in a can. I don't really use cans, but I just want to go ahead and show you guys this. The next thing we're going to try is an evergreen tomato, and we're going to put it right on our plate. Let's get one here, right here. There goes that evergreen tomato. You guys see that? There go that side, evergreen tomato. Look at that. That's good. I have to pick this up with my hand. This is perfect, not too salty. Look at that. Evergreen tomato. Wow. I'm glad you guys tuned in today. I said on the last videos when I was preparing some meal, I said that I would make some Cinnabon peach cobbler and also some fried evergreen tomatoes. And here you guys, here it go. We did it. Nice. One thing for sure, with the evergreen tomato, you don't taste the acidity in it like you do the other type of tomatoes we normally use to make our fried green tomatoes. But this is good. And matter of fact, let me take and put a little hot sauce on it. I like hot sauce on a lot of foods. It really enhances the flavor. So here we go. Wow. My, you guys. I gotta say, I'm a bad mama jamma. That's done right. I'll go ahead and take this one. That one's not quite done, so I have to turn the fire back on for that one, which is no problem. We'll just let that cook a little more. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and continue eating. And this is going to end our segment of our fried green tomatoes, evergreen tomatoes. And look at this, that delicious peach cobbler, with cranberries. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us to go to evergreen tomato finishing up. You guys be sure to press subscribe, press like if you like what we're doing. If you have a comment, put it below. And please share to help support us. We're going to come back with a whole meal of nothing but fresh foods, vegetables, no meat. Matter of fact, we're going to make some really good pot liquor from some collard greens, which is a very leafy green, real healthy for you. You can save the pot liquor for times where you don't get the right nutrition or whatever. I don't know, something about the vinegar and the nutrients from the greens and everything. Anyway, subscribe, as I said, and then too, you can support us in many ways. You can Cash App us, as well as subscribe and share and all those little things I said. You can email us at goldenrulewllc1@gmail.com or at goldenrulewellnessmission@yahoo.com. And you guys make sure you be wise, be well, and always think higher. In any situation, it will serve us. It works for us. Okay, it's been a pleasure. You guys take care and have an awesome day.